All right, CSS battle time. I had to do this the following morning because, yeah, life. Got to celebrate my 10-year wedding anniversary yesterday. So we're going to do this real quick right now because we're supposed to be going to Costco. Let's not get too fancy starting out. Like I said, I got to do this quick. Let's see. So I'm going to put the blue background on the HTML, just keep things simple. And I'm pretty sure we can do a radial gradient for this on the background. And we just do it on the body, and if we just put a border or outline or box shadow, however we want to do it, let's do a border, 10 pixels solid, and make it yellow. Right? And we'll margin it down, give it a border radius, and make it good. 80, 70, 75 it looks like. 75. There we go. 100, 20, 30, 125. All right, it's one of those. All right, now let's give it our border radius. Hopefully it's something simple. One inch, too much. We have caps lock on. 40 pixels. Hey, there it is. All right. Now we can give it our background. Now this is the part that's going to be a little bit finicky because we need to figure out what the radius is of this inner curve, and then get that going. So that's going to be the challenge here. So let's say 1Q, and then we're also going to have to like position it. So it's just going to be, no, 1Q is not ready yet. We got to determine the radial gradient function and then do 1Q to make it a circle. We're going to go yellow. I think I still have that. Yep, yellow for, let's say, 100 pixels. I think that's a bit small. Then we're going to go to blue, 0, and then, like, you know what, let's just say 0. That way we're only dealing with one color stop, and we can just work on the bottom. I'm going to work on that lower color stop first, fewer, and then we can determine the width. We're going to say add 50% for left and right, and then let's say 100 pixels down. All right, let's see where we're at. Okay, so it's too steep of a curve, but let's walk that very top point, 150, 140, 60, 70. Let's work that very top point down. Okay, 75. Okay, so now that very top crest is touching where it needs to be. So if we expand the radius, it should just open up from that point. No, it'll move up as we do that. So that won't help us any. But as long as we put it to that point, we'll be able to see what the radius really needs to be. 120. Let's try to match the curve before we move it. 140. Let's move it down 40 pixels. 21. Ooh, that's real close. It's very close. 145. Move it down 5 more. Oh, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna go with that for the moment, and then we'll make this 185 pixels, and then we'll finish out the yellow color. Oh, it's not 40 pixels, 75, 85, 95. Okay. Let's hit submit, see where we're at, and then refine. $99.9. Okay. All right. I think it's our inner radius. Let's 55. Let's just go by 10. Let's just see what we got. And then we'll go back to 150, I think, if this doesn't work. Hey, that worked. Okay. Wow, that was fortunate. Reducing these is going to be It's not impossible. I bet most of them are actually divisible by 15. I have to get my phone out and do calculator stuff because I'm not dividing by 15 in my head, not quickly. All right, let's see if 230 divided by 15, nope. And 155, nope. Yes, I was worried about that. Also a nope. Okay, none of them do. So I could do Q. I could try to find some other magic number that fits, but it's okay. This isn't going to win any prizes. Let's see if 11Q keeps it happy. I probably shouldn't even bother reducing. If I don't reduce these other ones, it doesn't. It's not going to make a difference, but we did. We did it. All right. So I think ways to make this better. We're declaring yellow 3 times. So, and you know what? This one doesn't have to be blue. It can be transparent because the background of blue is already here. Now, could I make this so that it goes from just a solid blue to start? I think the way to do that would be if I had these yellow color stops at like 0 or 1M, right? It's still there. And then we could make this yellow one M valued, put the background up here. No, that won't work. We need the background that had the M values in the font, in the body, and then font 0. If we set font 0 on the HTML, that inherits down. You can't multiply 0. You can't change it back to 1M. It just doesn't multiply up from 0 once you set it to 0. I've tried it before. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I should probably double check that I didn't just do something else wrong. But it doesn't. Don't think that'll work. So let's get rid of that. Man. Yeah, declaring yellow so often just seems like the wrong move, but we got to have a border to set these boundaries on the edges here. You know, this, you can't cut off a radial gradient, and that is the easiest way to get this curve. You probably have clip paths with a curve keyword there. If someone's good with clip path, they can probably do something easier that way, and that would be the move. I think like a single blue box shadow inset, or yeah, and then the background of yellow. No, that wouldn't work. That's not the way to do it. Other way around. How would we make it to do this with only declaring the colors once? Anyways, if this was its own element with a clip path, and then this was like the HTML, that was the body, and getting clever with the colors, that would probably be the way to go. Okay, I'm gonna leave this. That was fun. I don't have more time to puzzle on it. I wish I did. It's a cool shape to duplicate, but that's my answer for today. 163 characters. It's all right for a rush. It could be a lot better. What are you gonna do? All right, hope you're having a good day, and I will catch you later.